when we're working on a push-up, there's a few basic things we want to keep in mind that'll help us keep in good form. When we set up for a push-up, what we want to do is get into our hands and knees position, and then we can get into a slight push-up, but it's okay for us to keep our butt slightly in the air for right now, because that makes it lighter on my arms so I can get my hands in the right position. I want to have my fingers pointed forward, and I want to be turning my arms into the ground, creating an external rotation torque to stabilize my shoulders. So as I get my fingers into the right position, and I can torque into those arms, so I'm showing the fronts of my elbows towards the front. And then as I shift my weight forward, I want to have my weight not directly over my wrist, but slightly in front of my wrist. So fingers pointing forward, I'm externally rotating those arms, I shift my weight forward, and then from here I want to have my abdominals engaged, my butt muscles, and my quads, so that I keep a nice rigid lever in my body. And as I drop and lower my body, I want to keep my elbows close to my sides, so they should be slightly out from my side. I don't want to be elbows flared out to the outside, and I don't want to have my elbows tucked in tight to me. We want to think about that position that we would use if we're going to throw a ball. If we're going to throw a chest pass, we would have our elbows slightly away from our sides, and this is pretty much the motion that we want to go through when we're making a push-up position. We can also think about our hands and our nose creating a triangle, and that's the motion that we want to drop into. So fingertips forward, externally rotate the arms, shift my weight in front of my wrists, engage my abdominals, my glutes, and my quads, and then as I lower and I get to that bottom position, my forearms should be close to vertical as I push up. Similar to when we're doing a squat and we want our shins vertical, we want our forearms as close to vertical as we can. Now, if that push-up position is too hard, we can make it a little bit easier if we use a therapy band. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this in half so I can wrap it around both arms just above my elbows. And now when I do that, that's going to help me to not flare my elbows out to the side. And as I drop my chest into it, the band is going to give me a little recoil, and it's actually going to make my body a little lighter, make it easier for me. So I still want to set up the same position. Fingers forward, arms are externally rotated. I want to shift my weight just in front of my wrists, engage my abdominals, my quads, and my butt. And as I drop my body weight down, forearms are vertical, and then I can push straight up. Now the firmer and more resistant the band is, the easier it's going to be, because it's going to give me more of a lift. To make it harder, I would use a lighter band, and then to progress that even further, I would go away from the band. And that's a good way that we can practice keeping our elbows in, having good form in our push-ups, and making sure that we are lining up so it transfers into our other activities.